Hey guys, Simlord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Wal-Mart exclusive. Oh, geez, although not so much. Because when it comes to Wal-Mart exclusives, you tend to be able to order them online, and then you get them so much time later. Target, on the other hand, go fuck yourself. That said, we're taking a look at the Gamerverse Spider-Man PS4, right? Insomniac Spider-Man, you know, the very popular Spider-Man PlayStation game franchise. This is Spirit Spider. This is an alternate skin for good old, assuming it's Peter Parker in the game. And this, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, who will remain fine folks despite the fact I had to pay $34 for this guy. Not very happy about that. That's because shipping was not free on this guy, because he was not over $35 or so. However, it's Spirit Spider. The only thing I have of this character up until this point was a Funko Pop, which was a Walgreens exclusive, so I can only imagine if this figure came out sooner, he might have been exclusive to there. But at any rate, before I get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all. Mr. Parker, again, assuming it is Peter Parker under the, well, assuming that is Peter Parker's head on fire there. Let's take a look-see at all he has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with a pair of wall-crawling hands, molded in this nice translucent blue. This looks like ice. You could probably use these with Iceman if you wanted to, as long as the colors matched. And then we also have a pair of thwip hands. So standard Spider-Man fare. But that's all you get. And not to quote Toy Shiz or anything, but where are the powers? This guy is literally on fire. No fire effects? That sucks. Even the shitty swirly twirly ones that go around the arms and legs would have been nice. But you get nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Isn't there like a Human Torch with like flame hands? It would have been nice to get those, but either way, should just be happy we got this character and it's not another stupid X-Men character that nobody asked for. But at any rate, taking a closer look at him, no jaw hinge either, which is bupkis, but there's a lot of the Ghost Rider types that don't have that, so I shouldn't really be surprised. But there's nothing holding it back here. Like, they could have definitely fit that in there. Oh well. He's got the cool translucent blue flames coming off his head there, which, not for nothing, the blue flames are justice. The orange flames, like Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze had early on anyways, those are vengeance. So clearly Peter Parker is not like insane like that. That tends to be a thing with Ghost Rider. The orange flamey ones are a little bit more aggressive, whereas the blue flamey ones, not so much. At least that's how I think it goes. I don't know. They could have made that different between the comics and the movies. It's been a while, but either way. As far as articulation goes, his head will look side to side. It can look up pretty far. Down pretty far. He can bury the chin. He does have some tilt side to side and whatnot. Shoulders will pop out. If you rotate them and come at it from the front, you can actually get a little more range out of it. Like that. You should be able to pull off a T-pose, but it's a little difficult at first. No beautiful butterfly on a Spider-Man character, where I guess it's hindered a little bit. I don't think it's hindered a ton. He does have bicep swivel. I did put some soap in there to loosen those up a bit. This side in particular was tight, but now it seems to be alright. He's got a double jointed elbow. That's fine. Swivel hinge wrist. That's fine. Ab crunch. One notch forward. One notch back. Spider continues up into his belly. He does have a waist twist. Nice tight torso on this guy, so that's nice. Hips will kick out to the side. Back down, forward. And back, not so much. He does have a thigh cut. That is butter smooth on this guy. I don't know what the dealio is, but he definitely feels like he's using some of that pinless Sunfire body. I feel like they've refined it substantially since, I want to say the animated Spider-Man. Because while he does have the double jointed knee, works okay, he does have a boot cut, which I actually don't feel the need to heat up and futz with. It's gummy, yeah, but it's also clear, so I think that's got something to do with it. I think if it wasn't clear, it wouldn't be gummy at all. Like, even this side is fine. It doesn't have that weird kind of detent that Hasbro figures have, at least the Marvel ones. So I quite like that. More of that, please. He does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker. That's a little loose because of the clear plastic again. Clear plastic has to be softer than solid color plastic so it doesn't break over time or disintegrate over time. So I do understand that to a point. But yeah, solid release. I think the shoulders maybe could have been a little higher, but let's face it, that's the thing with all Marvel Legends at this point, isn't it? But one thing I like to do, I like to kind of push the head forward a bit. That way his chin to shoulder ratio is a little shorter. I feel like his head does have some of that bobblehead thing going on. But at any rate, that is Spirit Spider. He's a cool figure. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of Gamerverse stuff to compare him to. I have the big ass Venom, which, spoiler alert, he's bigger. And then I have Miles Morales, who's in storage. So I have something a little bit, in my opinion anyways, cooler in store for size comparison. So without further ado, why don't we move right along and take a look at said size comparisons. First up, here is good old Spirit Spider, alongside what I like to call the Spirit Squad. We have the Weapon of Vengeance, aka Logan, aka Wolverine, as the Spirit of Vengeance, as well as good old Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, aka Cosmic Ghost Rider, as the Spirit of Vengeance. And if we could only get Ghost Panther and Spirit Strange, this would be a pretty dope-ass squad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all for other Marvel characters donning the mantle of the Spirit of Vengeance. Whether they drive a motorcycle, a car, or otherwise, I think that is a cool concept. I think it would be a cool concept if there was a team of characters just like this. But for now, we got these three, and I would probably just be patient to get a pinless body for Weapon of Vengeance at this point. They're making a lot of brown costume Wolverines. It's only a matter of time before they make one that matches this one. Frank Castle, on the other hand, I think we could use an update. He's got some birthing hips like a son of a bitch, and he's so tiny. He's a little teeny tiny guy. Yeah, definitely undersized. He should be a lot taller than these two. I mean, he looks shorter than, again, I'm assuming this is Peter Parker. Peter Parker here. And that just ain't right. So getting these two out of the way, so we can make way for our two regulars. The Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Right there. And the infamous 11 Spawn. Right there. Who, as usual, of course, as always, we'll say 75% of the time anyways, towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the sheer lack of any flame effects with this guy, not to quote Toyshes again, but where are the powers? I would say, even if you're not interested in the whole Gamerverse thing with Marvel Legends, pick this guy up to go with your Spider-Verse display at the very least, because nothing is better than taking something that's already cool, like good old Webhead, and combining it with something even cooler, my personal favorite character of all time, Ghost Rider. I mean, what more in life could you possibly ask for? However, I wouldn't spend the $34 on it like I did. try to get something on the Walmart app to get you that free shipping, because, well, this is a $25 figure all day long. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.